Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Asia, number 203. That's a lot of ESLations. That's a lot, Pop. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our weekly dose of Korean StarCraft. I say that, but we have some very different players here this time to start things off in our first match in our best of three and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate. We have the Chinese Terran player, the reigning world champion representing CranKy Z Gaming. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Protoss representing the Starving Camels SSLD. It is Cyan. And there's a big reason why I'm jumping on this series. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves. We got plenty of games going on. We got plenty of coverage as well. Big shout out to Chicken Man, El Pollo Loco, as of course he is casting over on his channel. I believe Wardy is also casting on his channel as well. We got some other language streams going on into the Inu, going to be covering in Korean, and likewise I believe we have Saber casting in Mandarin / Cantonese, not too sure which native language, but alas, we have plenty of coverage going on, and this is a big one. The reason why I dove onto this beautiful TvP is because this is a rematch. A rematch from, I believe, the KSL over the weekend, where we had some insane upsets. We had Cyan beating Oliveira. I remember I was waiting for Oliveira's next series. I was waiting for, I believe it was Oliveira versus Dark. Oliveira versus Dark was slated to face off KSL 36. Check it out on the Wikipedia, or check it out on our VODs even. And Cyan beat Oliveira. He beat Oliveira in the quarterfinals, and Cyan went up against Dark in the semis. And it just so happened to be a similar story here today, where we have Oliveira versus Cyan in the round of 16, and they go up against the winner of Rex versus Dark. Most likely to be Dark, so I'm getting some serious deja vu. The deja vu, it's real, Papi, it's real. Ay. So yeah, just I'm ready to see if history repeats itself, or if we get a different kind of outcome instead. The other important thing, we did cast Dark versus Cyan. We missed out on Cyan versus Oliveira during KSL. We were covering a different series, so oh my. So that's why I'm really excited to see what we bring to the table here, as we do have Oliveira going for an interesting opener himself. We do have a gate expand here into Cybercore, standard opener from Cyan. Of course, Oliveira is going for a what looks to be more of a 2-on-1 setup. We have a hidden second Rax here behind the main base, and we are delaying our starport, so very aggressive follow-up here. It looks like it was delayed CC as well, so it was a it was a Rax expand going into a fast factory, going into that second Rax. I wonder if we go into a third Rax as well and double down. This has been very popular, very common in TvP recently. Just these very aggressive builds where you delay the starport for oh so long to build up a bio army on the ground, build up your army in general. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for what comes next. Meanwhile, we do have Hallucination moving out, going to be threatening an Oracle towards the main base, trying to fake out his opponent. Oliveira hasn't seen anything, by the way, no scouting information whatsoever, as the Oracle does end up threatening that main. We do see Oliveira actually just getting in position to try and catch this Oracle. No major damage, again, it's just a hallucination, and we should be able to deflect it for the time being. That's a full scout, though. I believe, looking at the vision of Cyan, yep, he did see everything in the main. He's aware of the delayed starport. He's aware that drop play isn't really going to be a possibility here, and that instead we're just building up that ground army, as we mentioned before. Tanks, stim, bio army, it's all building up. Meanwhile, behind this, Cyan is going for an interesting opener. Twilight Council, Blink, yes, but he's throwing down additional gateways. We have 2 gateways done, we have a 3rd gateway on the way, so it's going to be 3 gate Blink. Now, this isn't all in, you still expand behind this, you take a 3rd base, but with that extra gateway, you have that many more warp bins available, and you can be active on the map, and as a result, we can see Cyan, he is maneuvering out, just trying to catch any stray units. Meanwhile, it is a 2-on-1. Something that is very uncommon here in TvP. We see it every now and then, like Björn has done this, Oliveira as well. We have delayed 3rd Rax after that starport, so essentially we should be hitting a timing here with a double drop, but there's no add-on swap for the reactor, as we usually have a reactor on the factory, then we go for the add-on swap instead. So I'm really curious what is going to be done with the starport, and whether we go into Medivacs or if we go into something different, like Ravens, for example, or even a Banshee. There's the add-on swap. We switched the factory with the star. No, sorry. I assumed that we were going to be pushing the factory with the starport, but I believe it's for the racks instead. Okay. Yeah, we're just building up that reactor, getting to those medevacs. Meanwhile, Stalkers are going to be pushing on forward. Again, 3-gate Stalker. We have plenty of Stalkers to work with, but the tank is in position. And we will be able to deflect this. There's no way in. So far, Oliveira looking solid on these 2 bases. Again, plenty of army to work with because of the delayed starport. We already have 2 tanks. Behind this, Cyan is taking his 3rd, getting into the rest of his gateways. Robotics Bay was thrown down. Colossus production already commencing here as the Stalkers, they dive in. They have 1 SCV. Ooh, but a couple of Stalkers are going down. Oh my god! A rough trade here for Cyan, losing 4 Stalkers for 4 Marines. Ay. That's expensive. May not look like a lot. It's like, oh, 4 Stalkers. They're not as cheap as Marines. That is quite a lot of gas invested here, and ideally, especially with a Bleak Stalker opener, you want to build up your Stalker count over time. Losing half your Stalkers is pretty impactful. Not just half. Yeah, sorry. 4 so far in total. So I have 3 remaining behind this, getting to the Colossus until eventually charge lots, getting third base up and running. Behind this, I don't see a 3rd CC. There is no 3rd CC here. We double down, going up to 5 Raxes here for Oliveira. This is going to be a hefty push. This is going to move out, and it's going to hit hard. Here we go. We're already on 2 tanks. We have Widow Mines on the way. We're throwing down a 3rd CC behind this, so it's not an all-in. But regardless, this is a pretty terrifying army. Observer does spot the move out, and Cyan is getting ready back at home. 2nd Colossi on the way. Alas, we don't really have a large enough Stalker count to really threaten this army, so we're going to be able to waddle across the map without too much issue. Cyan trying to get in position, and so far, oh, decent force fields. It was okay. We shave off a handful of Marines. Tanks are siege. Oof. Getting a big shot off on those Stalkers, but again, we did hold the line. We did slice up the army, and Oliveira is not slowing down. Trying to rotate around, trying to find another way up this ramp. Meanwhile, the Prism is going to be coming in, and we'll spot the army. Oh, the rally! Oh my god, Prism is barely saved. We dive on for the first tank is going to be going down. We have 1 tank left, and it's going to be targeted down as well. Oliveira getting completely cleaned up. We try to focus on some of these Stalkers to get 2 of them, and not a bad trade. 1 medevac will barely escape. At the same time, here comes Oliveira with his reinforcements moving towards that 3rd base. We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge. The mines! 1 mine does get baited out. We're just buying time here for the rest of the army. A couple of Zealots do go down, but here come the Colossi. Cyan will hold. At the same time, here comes that Warp Prism. So he's going to be coming back home with his Colossi, and he's going to be going for a big counterattack with Zealots. That's 4 Zealots here in that Warp Prism. Oliveira still on 2 bases, just in the midst of landing his 3rd. Here we go. We are moving out. I apologize for some, there's some stuttering going on. I think oh god. OBS is fine, but I think I'm just dropping frames in-game, which is less than ideal. Hopefully it clears up for the next game. As for now, we do see Cyan going to be moving out. Likewise, we see a drop into the main, but we are in position. The drop will go down. Likewise, we have Zealots going towards the 3rd, but not the best time drop here from Cyan. We'll be losing a lot of those Zealots. We're losing his Warp Prism as well. That's all Oliveira does defend. There we go. Oliveira going to be pushing towards that left-hand side. Oh, maybe that'll help. Here we go. We do end up finding find a base. We force the kills on the 4th. Cyan, unawares as to the movement here of the army, has an observer on the map, but did not spot it. He's a deep enjoyer. And we'll see if Oliveira can pull his opponent apart. Finally getting his 3rd base up and running. We have a push on the right. We have a push towards the left. Colossi are being distracted. One of them taking quite a bit of damage. Here we go. We are moving on the right. So far is spotted by Cyan, going right through the center, going for a Zealot robot, catching some Marauders. Not too bad, but the Prism's rallying in, and the Prism should be going down. Oh, once again, a rough rally here from Cyan, being a little bit wasteful. Speaking of drop play, where do I drop in towards the natural? It looks like we do pull back in time. Only 3 workers. 3 probes going down. Zells get cleaned up. The army has been spotted. We're getting to Viking production 2-2. Plenty of bio. Ghost Academy is done. Ghosts are on the way. Cyan, he definitely has some momentum going his way here, but are we pushing in too soon? Do we have Storm? We do not. We have some high tablet, but no Storms, just feedbacks. I think that may be a mistake. That may be an oversight. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah, we do not have Storms available. Cyan behind this, getting into triple robo production. Oh my god, to try to catch up, to try to get into disruptors. Cyan banking up quite a lot, actually. This will help. Yeah, Archons are being morphed in. Now we're working on our 4th at the same time as Oliveira. Oliveira, his economy looking quite strong, actually. Looking better than that of Cyan. And that's why that's reflected in the army supply. Oliveira, he's up in supply because he's up in economy. It's going to be on a Cyan here to try to bounce back, to try to have a better engagement. Otherwise, things will take a turn. Yeah, for now, Oliveira is taking more defensive position here on the left and the right. We do see Cyan rotating around, trying to threaten that 4th base. And yeah, with the game settling down from here, this is kind of anyone's game at this point. Disruptors are coming out as well from Cyan, so now the Vikings aren't going to be the end-all be-all. We should be getting to Liberators, and there we go. Liberator production has commenced. We have +1 ship weapons on the way as well for Oliveira. And we have no answer to those libs. Once Liberators hit the field, make the freedom. It's hard to overcome. Here we go. We do see Oliveira pushing through the center. Same time, Nova goes up. Oh, the splits. Splits not looking too bad. We do have a couple of force fields being thrown down, trying to zone back that army. Vikings going ham on the Colossus. They get 1, they get 2. Also, usually when the game is dropping frames like this, and in game my latency is fine actually. It may be because we're being joined by some of the other casters. That could be influential there as well. Here we go. Novas go up. Oh, good dive here on the disruptor. First disruptor goes down, second as well, and Oliveira, he can just dive on forward. The Vikings are being landed. Oh, some rough frame drops there. But it looks like we have broken through. Again, the Nova's, there's potential here, but we can focus on every single disruptor. Oliveira, does he have enough? Here come the reinforcements. The target firing here on the Stalkers. We focus them down. Both players are hurting at the same time. Here comes the Zealot run by, but we have a Planetary back at home to defend. Planetary is going to be up and running. And yeah, from here, Cyan, he has a lot of recovering to do. Again, I apologize for some of the technical issues here. We do have some recovering to do here as we're getting into mass disruptor production. There's still no answer to these libs, and we have a fusion core on the way. Thankfully, there's no lib range yet, thankfully, for Oliveira. Still working on it. Space is being taken. We are going to be engaging once again. At least we were able to reset the ghost count earlier alongside the Marauders. So this is still pretty neck and neck, actually. So Liberator has to be harassed going to be coming in forward. Getting a couple of probes. Before rotating towards that 4th. Here on the right hand side. Where are the libs, by the way? I'm a little bit shocked that we haven't actually made any more. The disruptors. So Nova's going to be going off, but we are bleeding out disruptors. Expensive losses here for Cyan. Not like this. Cyan is going to try and break through on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, on the left, we have another double jump coming in. Looks like we should be able to force a cancel on this Nexus. Yeah, the base, we're going to try to get up and running, but no, alas, that's going to be... we finish it! It's going to be a kill, not a cancel. Nexus does go down. Do we have any Liberators yet? Still no Liberators for Oliveira. Working towards 3-3. Working towards lib range. It's finally finishing up, and we have 4 libs being made at a time. Liberators are on the way. We step forward. Up! The Novas! We focused on every single disruptor. The Novas, they were just not in time. A little bit too exposed. And once again, Oliveira doing an amazing job here, just shutting down those disruptors before they can get any shots off. I'm afraid to look. How many have we lost so far? 12 disruptors have died this game. We have 2 left. Ay. Again, these disruptors, they just have not paid for themselves. And here we go. Oliveira pushing on forward. Maxed out, coming in with those libs. The freedom. It's arrived. And there's just no answer to this. We do have a decent amount of stalkers, but in a head-to-head fight, the stalkers, they cannot contest with this army. Novas go off. We get a connection. Do we get a connection on the bio so far? Cyan standing strong. Oliveira maybe getting a little bit too ambitious with his army. We dive on top of these ghosts once again. These libs do so much damage. As we're going to slowly leapfrogging forward here with these Liberators. One after the other, forcing the overcharge, and Cyan's going for it. Oh my god! Nova's not quite going to be connecting. Overcharge is popped. Thankfully within range of the shield battery, but you can see it's just still not enough. There's not enough buffer, not enough zealots. Again, the disruptors, they just have not paid for themselves over time. The Colossi, they're doing what they can. Can we barely hold on? We only have a handful of Marauders left. We focus on another disruptor. And Cyan, he cannot hold. Every single Colossus goes down. All it takes is a handful of Marauders. And we just chew through them. And even though Cyan technically holds onto his base, he still doesn't have saturation here towards the top left. Still doesn't have the economy that or still hasn't been trading as well as he needed to. He has 90 workers. I mean, he's got the probe counts. Don't get me wrong. As he's now going to be saturating. Once again, losing all of his disruptors, all of his Colossi. I would almost want like a Skytoss transition out of Cyan. If we had the time, if we had the breathing room, but we don't. Oliveira, he's just gaining ground. Pushing on forward once again. There's one disruptor, not within range. Additional disruptors, they're coming. But we need them now. We need the disruptors now, and it's just, yeah, too little too late. Oh, decent Nova. Oh my god. If Oliveira takes more Novas to the face like what we just saw, then Cyan, he can turn this around. It's possible. It's possible. As we still have that one lib being as annoying as possible. Finally gonna pull another Nova up. Get some Marauders. Oh my god. The target firing though a little bit too good. And GG gets called. GG is gonna get called. We've run out of steam. Run out of steam for a while there. And Oliveira will take game number 1. GG. GG, and that's game 1 in the books. Again, it was pretty back and forth initially, but once Oliveira was able to snipe a couple of those disruptors, like, he really just kept the ball rolling, and yeah, never really allowed Cyan to get too much momentum here in this game. Had a really hard time even establishing and getting a third base. A fourth even. Oliveira does take the first game. Again, we apologize for some of the frame drops there. Kind of out of my control. Out of my control. It doesn't have to do anything with ping or internet or anything like that. But if there is another observer that's lagging, then it does affect all the observers. So that does happen from time to time. mode. We're getting in. We're getting into game number 2. Again, Oliveira just needs one more Namas to take the series. To advance on and to get his revenge. But I want to believe that Cyan can and will fight back. Keep it. We are loading into that second game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of our Cyan, we have the Chinese Terran player, the red Terran representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Chinese Protoss representing the Starving Camels SSLT. It is Cyan. Here we go. And so far, so good. We should be getting into economic openers once again, which is what we saw last game. We saw a gate expand out of Cyan. We saw a delayed second gas from Oliveira in game number 1 as well. It led towards a big push, if you recall. It led towards a 2-on-1-esque timing with tanks. But Cyan actually handled it very well. He handled it very well in game 1. It's just afterwards. After that initial hold, we saw Cyan bleed out, a couple too many stalkers, and again had a really hard time establishing that 4th base. Oh, a Cyan. Where are we going? We are mining out the mineral patches here on the right hand side. We're going for the gold. I stand by this. Cyan going for the gold base here instead as his natural. So technically it is a gate expand. Gateway into that nexus, but we're going right for the gold instead. This is a bold move, especially considering that it can be very difficult to defend both locations at once, especially with Oliveira going for a double gas opener. Ay. So Cyan, he's hoping that Oliveira is going for something more economic, but with the double gas, that is a faster factory, faster starport as well. Oliveira is going to be more active and more aggressive here in the early game. On a map like Alcyone, which is a little more macro-oriented, it makes sense for Cyan to cut corners and take a risk here, but it is a risk at the end of the day, and he may be punished for it. Here we go, Oliveira is moving out. And is he going to check the gold to begin with? Looks like he will not. Is going straight for the natural and then the main. And Oliveira, upon seeing the lack of natural, that should be a tell. He saw the probe moving out, so he's going to chase that probe, and it will lead him to that gold. I mean, even if the probe wasn't here, Oliveira would check the gold immediately, and he has found it. So he is aware of the expansion. He is aware of the base being taken. And we'll see if, or what Cyan can do to try to protect this base as he does go for the recall. Adept has arrived. It's going to be saturating, but we can just dance here on the other side of the wall. Up. Probes are being threatened. We have no kills yet, is what I will say. No dead workers yet. As the Eps do zone back the Reaper. Meanwhile, we have Cyclones and Marines on the way behind this. Getting into our 1-1-1 delayed natural base. Oh, Adept is going to get caught out. It's going to be a kill on the Adept. We have one Adept left. We're going right into that natural. We do have a shield battery. We have an overcharge available as well. That will help. Overcharge soon to be available, as we are still lacking some energy, and yeah, we are able to take control of this. Behind this, we had a Stargate follow-up here from Cyan, going for the Oracle, and he does get some damage done here on the Cyclone. Oh, the lock-on! No, the Oracle goes down. Oh my god, the Oracle goes down. The Adept as well. We barely take down the Cyclone, but we have another one to take its place, and we once again deny so much mining here at the gold. Cyan took a big risk here expanding at the gold base, and so far it has not paid off. A couple of probes are falling. Another Oracle is on the way. Rocks are being knocked down. Yeah, and we bust into that natural. Oh, the Stalker, no! Overcharge gonna try to keep it alive, and it looks like it will. Just a little bit longer. We have the Oracle catching reinforcements. No, it gets caught out. Second Oracle goes down. This is just going from bad to worse. We've bled out so many units. We've bled out 2 Oracles, Adepts as well, Probes, almost at Phoenixes. And now with a second Cyclone, we should be able to shut this down. Yeah, GG gets called. There's just too much. Cyan cannot get away with the goal base. And Oliveira will take game number 2 at the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. I appreciate going for the gold here for Cyan. It is very unfortunate that Oliveira happened to be going for a double gas opener, which meant faster factory, faster Cyclone, and Oliveira, he just kept the pressure on, kept the pressure up, and just did not allow Cyan to get into his economy, to get into his game. GG. GG. And with that, we can take a moment here to have a look at the brackets, as we have a lot that has been going on, and we have quite a lot to catch up on.